Dad? Are you in there? Dad?
Yes, Penny.
How come you're sitting in the dark?
I'm just thinking.
What are you thinking about?
Well, I'm thinking that maybe you should leave town for a while.
What?
Just for a while. You could go visit your Aunt Amy.
First of all, I'm not leaving. And second, are you crazy? Are you actually going to go through with this?
I am. I spoke with the funeral director just a little while ago, and I gave him my answer.
Dad, we talked about this. No one in their right mind would do this. How many ministers do you think said no before they got down the list to you?
Down the list to me. Well, thanks a lot for helping me.
You know what I mean.
Well, actually, they must have asked at least 12 ministers before me, and I know this because that's how many called me to try to talk me out of it, too.
And why do you think they wouldn't do it? You know very well why. But I'm assuming you won't listen to them just like you won't listen to me. Dad, I've heard the messages on the answering machine from the district attorney. Those thinly veiled threats. I'm really worried about this. Don't you care how I feel?
Of course I care, Penny. This is just something that I've got to do. Everyone deserves a proper burial.
Well, you know you can kiss your career and your ministry goodbye, don't you?
You know, I feel like I kissed my ministry goodbye a long time ago. Although it wasn't much of a kiss, more like a quick peck on the cheek.
Dad.
The truth is, I've been thinking about quitting for a while now. It's just stopped meaning anything. Religion, that is. Too much man and not nearly enough God. Doing this funeral, maybe they'll just speed things up a bit.
But why now? Why do this for someone like him?
Don't believe everything you hear, Penny. I don't think he was as evil as they made him out to be.
Would they execute a good man?
Well, I'm not saying he was good. Just not evil. There's a difference, I think.
Well, if you do his funeral, people are going to assume you're one of his co-conspirators. I'm not just worried about your career. If you want to throw that away, that's up to you. I'm worried about your safety, your life. You know, I heard they found one of his associates dead in a field right around the same time as his execution. Who do you think's going to be next?
Don't worry about me. I may be getting older, as you like to frequently remind me. But I still got a little fight left in me. If I could raise 4 feisty children, including one very troublesome firstborn daughter, then I'll be able to get through this just fine.
Dad, this is serious. All right? If you're going to do this, then I'm not leaving.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Oh, no, I'm not. Dad, how long have we been waging this little war of wills?
Well, as I recall, your first words were, "No, I'm not."
And over all those years, how many times have you won?
Well, there was that one time when you were in kindergarten.
Dad.
Okay, that was more like a tie. But listen, honey. All right, this could get ugly. I know I sound glib about the whole thing, but I really have thought it through very carefully. Some very powerful people are very upset, and the trouble's probably not going to end with his execution. Anyone associated with him could be a target. And it's obvious they don't want there to be a funeral, so they might try to stop it any way they can.
Which is why I'm staying right here with you. Dad, you remember how when us kids were growing up, we always used to fight over who got to sit in the front seat of the car? The first one to yell, "Shotgun!" got to ride up front with you. Well, Dad, I'm gonna ride shotgun on this one.
All right, but how about staying someplace else in town until it's all over?
Are you gonna take your own advice? I didn't think so. So I'm staying right here with you.
Well, then let's pray we both don't end up regretting this.
Okay, I already regret this.
Oh, hey guys.
Hey. Wow. Great place, Pete. Yeah. Couldn't find any place with a few more cockroaches?
Yeah, but this is like the worst part of town. Why'd you pick this place? This place isn't so bad. Besides, look, the funeral parlor is right across the street. I figure we can scope the place out. Where's everyone else?
They're not coming.
Why not?
Well, they're scared.
Scared? They're not coming because they're scared? This is ridiculous.
No. Can you blame them?
Yeah, Pete. For all we know, it could be a trap.
I'm not even so sure that we should even go.
I can't believe I'm hearing this.
Well, we're not exactly the most loved people in this town right now, and District Attorney Kaiser will probably be there too, and, well, he just might take this as an opportunity to arrest us.
I abandoned him before. I'm not going to do it again.
What can I get you gentlemen this morning?
I'll just have coffee.
Yeah, coffee for me too.
I'll take the same, please.
Cream and sugar with that?
Yes.
No, black.
All right, I'll be right back.
Black.
Yeah,
So when did you start drinking your coffee black?
today. Besides, that's how real men drink their coffee.
Is that so?
Yep.
Well, real men also pick up the check every so often, so how about you do that today?
Yeah, I guess. You guys got any money I can borrow?
Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Oh, I'm Sam.
Hi, I'm Jim. This is my brother Johnny, and that's Pete.
Hi.
Is it just Sam?
Well, Samantha, but nobody's ever called me that, so just Sam.
Well, hey, it's nice to meet you, Sam.
Nice to meet you too. If you need anything, I'll be right over here.
Okay. Thank you, Sam.
So, who do you think is going to be there tonight, besides us?
I don't know, it is just the way. I don't think many people will show up, well, will dare to show up.
Guys, I just keep praying that the district attorney isn't going to use this wake as an excuse to finish what he started.
Still just doesn't seem real. I don't understand how it could have happened.
It doesn't make any sense.
Are you guys all right?
Well, yeah. We have a wake to go to tonight, so we're sad.
I'm really sorry. Whose is it, if you don't mind my asking?
A very good friend of ours.
Well, I'm really sorry. If you need anything at all, I'll be right over here.
Thanks.
Oh, hey Maggie, what are you doing here?
Oh, your mom was worried about you. She wanted to make sure you're okay, so I said I would look for you.
Oh, well, have a seat.
Thanks.
Wait, you didn't come by yourself, did you?
Yeah.
Maggie, you know it's not safe.
Does it really matter anymore? Honestly, they got him. What would they want with us?
I don't know, maybe they just want to finish the job that they started. They won't rest until the very memory of him is dead.
Oh, I'm Sam. This is our friend Maggie.
Hi, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Would you like anything?
No, thank you.
Well, just holler if you need me.
Well, hey, Sam, why don't you go with us to school and join us?
What?
Yeah, actually, it would be really good therapy for us to maybe talk to someone else about our friend. The one whose wake we're going to.
I should really get back to work.
Oh, well, sure, but if you get a break, feel free to join us anytime.
Okay. Thanks.
I should probably head back and tell your mom you're okay before she worries herself to death.
Just give us a couple more minutes and we can all go back together.
Wait a minute. How'd you know where to find us in the first place?
Are you kidding? This place has Pete written all over it. Besides, I knew you guys would be looking to get your coffee fix. You can't go 2 hours without coffee.
Hey, sure we can. Well, once I went 3 hours.
Guys, I have a problem.
What, just one?
Anyways, I don't have a suit to wear to the lake.
Yeah, that's right. They do sort of wear suits to these things, don't they?
Yeah, I don't have one either. But hey, I'm sure there's a clothes store around here. We can just go buy one.
With what money?
Borrow one, guys.
From who?
You all have relatives in town. Borrow one from a cousin or an uncle. I'm sure someone in your families owns a suit.
Obviously, you've never met my family.
But I'll look around.
We'll have to. We done here?
Yeah, we better get back before Mom has a heart attack.
Guys, who's paying?
Oh, thanks, Maggie.
Thanks.
Max.
District Attorney Kaiser, I think you'll find that everything's set and that all of your wishes have been taken care of.
My wishes? My wishes would be that none of this would be taking place and that we would have disposed of the body the moment it was cold. No, none of this. This is not my wish. This is what happens when a celebrity politician sticks his nose in where it doesn't belong.
Sure, but you have to admit, it was nice for Joe to make all the funeral arrangements, and on top of that, to pay for it.
Nice? Is it nice to pull a scab off a wound? The nice thing would have been to just put it all quickly behind us and let everything get back to normal. Have these agents been here since the body arrived?
They escorted the body in and haven't left since.
Which one of you is in charge?
I am, sir. Agent Johnson.
Listen very carefully, Agent Johnson. No one is to get near that body.
Yes, sir.
You have a gun, don't you?
Certainly, sir.
Well, feel free to use it. And if anybody touches that casket, you go ahead and use it. I put this guy in this box and nobody's taking him out. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
It's important that you understand the gravity of the situation. We've got to get through the next day without any sort of incident. This is a volatile situation. It wouldn't take much to start a riot. But Agent Johnson, that's not going to happen on your watch, is it? Here's the bottom line. If something happens to the body in that casket, yours will replace it. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
No one is to open this casket. Not even Drummond or his staff.
I've got the only key.
Sir, there's going to be family members here, not to mention the general public. What do you say we try to minimize the Houdini? Whatever. There, that's better.
Whatever.
Per your instructions, we're going to be only open an hour tonight for the visitation, although normally we'd allow for more time.
1 hour, no more.
The funeral itself will take place at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. And you'll be glad to know we were finally able to secure the services of a minister.
I'm thrilled.
Well, it wasn't easy. Every other minister in town refused. I got the distinct impression that they were all afraid to do it. Some even reported receiving intimidating phone calls. But Reverend Edwards, Ethan Edwards, he's agreed to do it.
Yes, I know.
You know how? We just spoke a few minutes ago.
I've been keeping a close watch on everything connected with this way. Edwards worries me. I've read his files, talked to his superiors. He's unpredictable, a bit of a troublemaker. Agent Johnson, if this minister actually shows up, keep a close eye on him. I want a full report on all his movements and contacts while here.
Sir, I've been given assurances that there will be no actions taken during the funeral service. Will my staff, will I be safe?
You have nothing to worry about from us. Our orders are to take no actions during the wake and/or funeral. But after that, however, well, let's just say, that's our business. I'll see you tonight.
Hello, Reverend Edwards. Oh, hello, Penny. I'm doing fine. And how are you doing? How are things upstairs? Why do you do this? Why do you call me from upstairs instead of just coming downstairs to talk to me? Or even yelling downstairs? Try yelling at me. I think you'd like it. It'd be kind of like payback for all the times I yelled at you when you were a kid. Yeah, I'll be leaving for the funeral home in just a minute, but I'll only be gone for a couple hours. Hey, how about if I pick up some ice cream on the way home? Sure, be happy to. The usual? My blue one. Yes, the blue one. What's wrong with it? No, I don't have any bulletproof ties. Well, what exactly would a tie that says, "Don't mess with me," look like? This blue one will be just fine. The blue one will be just fine. The blue one will be just fine. The red power tie will be okay. As long as you bring it from upstairs. As you've been reminding me, I'm old, far too feeble to make another trip up and down the stairs. Yes, Penny. It's been nice talking to you, too. Kids.
Shotgun!
Shotgun. Oh, no, you're not going with me.
Oh, yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Don't even start that.
Dad, listen. I love you, and I'm not going to let you go there alone. If you won't let me ride in your car, well, then I'll just have to drive myself down there. And what kind of a father would let his daughter drive through the roughest part of town all by herself?
I knew it was a mistake giving you driving lessons.
And besides, they might mess with a feeble old man, but are they going to mess with this? Hi-ya! Ha!
Finally, after 2 decades, those 3 karate lessons are going to pay off.
5, Dad. 5 karate lessons. Yeah!
Are you done?
I'm done. Here's your tie. Now that's a properly intimidating tie. No one's gonna mess with a guy wearing a tie like that. Just the kind of look one needs for officiating the funeral of a despised criminal mastermind. So, up all night working on the message?
I have no idea what to say. I mean, this guy was infamous. There's so many wild stories circulating. For the last couple of years, he's been in the news like every day. And the tabloids are always featuring some crazy story about him.
Oh, I know. I like the one where they revealed that he was an alien sent here from far, far away.
That was a pretty good one. I like that one. So I don't know. How do I sort out what's true and what's real from urban legend? And what could I possibly say to eulogize his larger-than-life life? Or to bring any closure to this craziness?
Just do what you always do, Dad. You're so good with funerals. You just need to go and minister to the hurting people. Listen to his family and friends. Let them tell their story. You'll piece it together. You always do.
Did I ever tell you my story about how I went to hear him speak once?
No, I've heard a lot of your stories, but I don't remember that one.
Well, I think it was probably when all the trouble was happening with you and Robert, before you moved back home. Well, ministers and religious bigwigs alike were always trying to get close to him. But not so close that you might be mistaken for a fan. That would be a very bad career. But if they could, they'd try to goad him into a debate and try to catch him in some duplicity or something. He just always seemed too smart for that. But I went to hear him because I just really wanted to hear what he had to say. And even though what he had to say wasn't always very easy to hear, I liked what I heard. Such a change from the usual sterile religious mumbo-jumbo. It was like a breath of fresh air. So afterwards, I went to talk to him. And I asked him, what's the most important thing in life? His answer was so simple, but it made such perfect sense. And I told him that. And then he leans over to me and he says, "You are so close to getting it." Gotta tell you, in that moment, I probably was about this close to just chucking it all and joining he and that group of associates of his. That would have been something, huh? Your old man traipsing around the country with some crazed, most wanted guru. Well, look at the time. I've got to get out of here so I can be there a little bit early. They're not open very long tonight, so I want to be there right when they start off.
I'm ready to go.
Penny, please, just stay here. I'll tell you all about it when I get back home.
Not a chance, Pops.
Well, if you're going to ride shotgun, then I hope that someplace tucked away in that purse of yours, you actually have a shotgun.
Yeah, sure. Right next to the lipstick.
Hello, Reverend Edwards. Oh, hello, Penny. I'm doing fine. And how are you doing? How are things upstairs? Why do you do this? Why do you call me from upstairs instead of just coming downstairs to talk to me? or even yelling downstairs. Try yelling at me. I think you'd like it. It'd be kind of like payback for all the times I yelled at you when you were a kid. Yeah, I'll be leaving for the funeral home in just a minute, but I'll only be gone for a couple hours. Hey, how about if I pick up some ice cream on the way home? Sure, be happy to. The usual? My blue one. Yes, the blue one. What's wrong with it? No, I don't have any bulletproof ties. Well, what exactly would a tie that says, "Don't mess with me," look like? This blue one will be just fine. The blue one will be just fine. The blue one will be just fine. The red power tie will be okay. As long as you bring it from upstairs. As you've been reminding me, I'm old, far too feeble to make another trip up and down the stairs. Yes, Penny. It's been nice talking to you, too. Kids.
Shotgun!
Shotgun? Oh, no. You're not going with me.
Oh, yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Don't even start that.
Dad, listen. I love you, and I'm not going to let you go there alone. If you won't let me ride in your car, well, then I'll just have to drive myself down there. And what kind of a father would let his daughter drive through the roughest part of town all by herself?
I knew it was a mistake giving you driving lessons.
And besides, they might mess with a feeble old man, but are they going to mess with this? Hi-ya! Ha!
Finally, after 2 decades, those 3 karate lessons are going to pay off.
5, Dad. 5 karate lessons. Yeah!
Are you done?
I'm done. Here's your tie. Now that's a properly intimidating tie. No one's going to mess with a guy wearing a tie like that. Just the kind of look one needs for officiating the funeral of a despised criminal mastermind. So, up all night working on the message?
I have no idea what to say. I mean, this guy was infamous. There's so many wild stories circulating. For the last couple years, he's been in the news like every day. And the tabloids are always featuring some crazy story about him.
Oh, I know. I like the one where they revealed that he was an alien sent here from far, far away.
That was a pretty good one. I like that one. So I don't know. How do I sort out what's true and what's real from urban legend? And what could I possibly say to eulogize his larger-than-life life? Or to bring any closure to this craziness?
Just do what you always do, Dad. You're so good with funerals. You just need to go and minister to the hurting people. Listen to his family and friends. Let them tell their story. You'll piece it together. You always do.
Did I ever tell you my story about how I went to hear him speak once?
No, I've heard a lot of your stories, but I don't remember that one.
Well, I think it was probably when all the trouble was happening with you and Robert, before you moved back home. Well, ministers and religious bigwigs alike were always trying to get close to him. But not so close that you might be mistaken for a fan. That would be a very bad career. But if they could, they'd try to goad him into a debate and try to catch him in some duplicity or something. He just always seemed too smart for that. But I went to hear him because I just really wanted to hear what he had to say. And even though what he had to say wasn't always very easy to hear, I liked what I heard. Such a change from the usual sterile religious mumbo-jumbo. It was like a breath of fresh air. So afterwards, I went to talk to him. And I asked him, what's the most important thing in life? His answer was so simple, but it made such perfect sense. And I told him that. And then he leans over to me and he says, "You are so close to getting it." Gotta tell you, in that moment, I probably was about this close to just chucking it all and joining he and that group of associates of his. That would have been something, huh? Your old man traipsing around the country with some crazed, most wanted guru. Well, look at the time. I've got to get out of here so I can be there a little bit early. They're not open very long tonight, so I want to be there right when they start off.
I'm ready to go.
Penny, please, just stay here. I'll tell you all about it when I get back home.
Not a chance, Pops.
Well, if you're going to ride shotgun, then I hope that someplace tucked away in that purse of yours, you actually have a shotgun.
Yeah, sure. Right next to the lipstick.
What?
Pete, your suit. Where did you get that suit?
Well, my cousin said he had one that I could borrow, but the coat was too small.
And you didn't think the pants were too small?
I got him on, but I just couldn't squeeze into the coat. So I borrowed this coat from his dad, my Uncle Jay, but he's a really big guy.
I don't know if I want to see how the other two managed. Hey, Sam. Hey, you guys are back.
Yeah, we have to wait in a little while.
Oh, that's right.
You look exhausted.
Yeah, I'm working the double today, and I've got to be back in tomorrow morning for the early shift.
Man, that's tough.
Got to pay for the apartment somehow.
Yeah.
So, can I get you 2 coffee this morning?
Yeah, sure. Just black, please.
And for you, Maggie?
No, I hate coffee. But I do love hot chocolate.
All right, coming right up.
Thanks. You worried?
No,
You look worried.
I'm not worried. Are you?
No? I just hope everything goes smoothly. Thanks, Sam. Hey, why don't you have a seat?
I should get back to work.
Nobody's here but us.
Oh, right.
Come on, have a seat. Keep us company.
Okay.
So, how long have you lived in the area?
I just moved here a couple of weeks ago.
Oh. How do you like it so far?
I don't know. It's okay, I guess.
Where did you live before here?
I've been moving all over since I was about 17.
17. Wow.
Where are your parents?
They live in a small town north of here.
Why did you move out when you were 17?
Oh
gosh, sorry, I'm crying.
No, it's all right. My parents have always lived there. They were born there, they met there, they got married there. I guess it just wasn't enough for me. I've always felt like I was supposed to do something different. I just want to make a difference. I'm still searching. I'm sorry, none of this makes any sense.
No, it actually makes perfect sense. I know exactly what you mean.
I can't believe I'm telling you this. You guys have more important things on your mind.
Actually, I was trying to put them out of my mind.
Oh, hey guys. Hey.
Can I get you anything?
No thanks, honey.
Oh, hey, Mom, this is Sam. Sam, this is James, and my mom, Sally.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Sam.
Just holler if you need anything.
What is it? Why are you smiling like that?
Yeah, what?
Oh, nothing. It's just your suits. Well, they're suits, so I guess I can't complain too much.
Told you.
Don't worry about it. You both look great.
I'm sorry. Maybe just one suggestion. Johnny, a bow tie?
I can find a regular tie. And besides, Mom says it looks classy.
Oh.
Fine.
That collar looks a little tight. Why didn't you undo the top button?
Anyways, if we're done critiquing each other's clothing, what happens if this really does turn out to be a trap or something? What if we all get separated?
Yeah, we should probably have a place to meet.
Well, yeah. Hey, there's a park down the street. Should just meet there.
A park? I didn't see a park.
Oh, Mom, just stay close by us.
You think they would actually use the wake as an opportunity to arrest you?
It is a possibility.
Why? What did your friend do that was so bad? What did you guys do?
Our friend was executed.
Why?
Well, that depends on who you ask.
What do you mean?
Well, what it boils down to is our friend was helping a lot of people like us. And, well, the powers that be, well, they were afraid. Afraid of what he might do with so many appreciative followers. Afraid of what he might become.
So the district attorney prosecuted him on trumped-up charges. They had a quick circus of a trial, and then they quickly sent out execution orders. Well, the next thing we knew, he was dead.
I'm so sorry.
Well, we should probably head on over there.
Yeah.
You guys go on ahead. I'm gonna swing by his mom's place and make sure she's okay.
Okay, sounds good.
We'll see you in a little bit.
Thanks for everything, Sam. Hey, if you weren't scheduled to work, I'd say drop by the wake. It's right across the street. Wish we would have had more time to tell you about our friend. I know we made it sound all mysterious and scary, but he was such a good person. You know what you said about searching for something? Well, I was the exact same way until I met him.
Will I see you guys again?
Well, the funeral's tomorrow, and the boys need their coffee fix, so yeah, I'm sure we'll be around.
Bye. Good luck.
Hello. I'm Reverend Edwards. We spoke on the phone. I'll be fishing at the service tomorrow. This is my daughter, Penelope.
Hi, Penny, please. Come in.
Reverend Edwards, Penny, I'm Richard Drummond, director of the funeral home. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this, and thank you for actually showing up.
You sound surprised.
Let's just say I'm relieved.
Well, to be honest, I wasn't sure I should come. I've heard some rumors. I'm especially worried about my daughter being here. Is it going to be safe?
Here's what I was told by District Attorney Kaiser. He's agreed to a temporary truce during the wake of the funeral. He's assured me they're not planning on making any arrests or taking any other actions as long as everything goes smoothly. And one of the reasons we're only open for an hour tonight is to increase the odds that everything will go smoothly.
Well, we'll pray they do go smoothly then.
Not too close to the casket. They have strict instructions.
Okay, a closed casket?
Absolutely. If you would have seen what they did to him. Besides, they want to make sure nothing happens to the body.
Excuse me, but is that the lock and chain under the purple cloth?
I was hoping no one would notice.
What in the world is that for? Are they afraid he's going to try to get out?
No, of course not. Like I said, they just don't want anything to happen to the body.
Mr. Drummond, what's he doing here?
What do you mean? Drummond and Sons has been serving this community for over 50 years. Sure, the community has changed a lot, but we still have a sterling reputation.
No, that's not what I mean. I mean, what's he doing in that box? I don't understand the government's charges. I don't understand the prosecutor's case. And I especially don't understand the way they carried out the execution.
What do you say we not bother these gentlemen any longer? Listen, it's like I said, there's a temporary truce here, a kind of demilitarized zone, but who knows what's going to happen after the funeral. You got to be careful around them. It was one of their buddies that executed them, and they report to some very dangerous people. You don't want to be known as a friend of this guy. Sure, there's a temporary truce now. Who knows what's going to happen after the funeral? And you'd be wise to keep a low profile and to carefully consider what you're going to be saying tomorrow's message.
Well, that's already taken care of, Mr. Drummond. Dad and I have already discussed what he's going to be saying, and no one's going to get offended or upset. Right, Dad?
Actually, I haven't decided what I'll be saying yet. I was hoping, though, that he would talk to family and friends while I'm here to get a better sense of who he was, what he was about.
Certainly, although I don't know how many of them will actually be attending. It is good that you're here. Anyone that does come will certainly need some comforting. Oh, excuse me. Welcome. Would you like to sign the guest book?
No. I mean, no, that probably wouldn't be a good idea.
Certainly, I understand. Are you friends, family of the deceased?
We're friends.
My condolences. Do you know if any family members will be attending?
Well, really, we're all like family. But his mother will be arriving soon.
That's good. When she does, she may want to speak with the presiding minister, Reverend Ethan Edwards, over there, to describe any wishes she has for tomorrow's service.
We'll make sure she speaks with him.
These agents, why are they here? I mean, are they really necessary?
They won't be interfering with tomorrow's service or today's viewing. Just don't get too close to the casket.
I can't believe he's gone. I just can't believe it.
Mom.
This is just so wrong!
This is wrong, but it's not the time or the place.
Why not? Are we just going to stand here and do nothing?
Yes. Do you remember when he was arrested in the park?
You mean when you pulled out your knife and slashed one of the arresting agents?
Not so loud.
Okay, I was angry. I was going to take action, but that's not what he wanted. If he hadn't have intervened, I might have been executed along with him.
Hello, I'm Ethan Edwards. I'll be officiating the service. This is my daughter, Penelope.
Penny, please.
Thank you for doing this, Reverend.
So why are you doing this? Did you even know him?
Honestly, I only knew about him, although I briefly spoke with him one time.
That's right. I thought you looked familiar. Guys, he's that nice minister. I remember you because, well, all the other people that would come by the scene, well, they either wanted to just condemn him or even try to trap him in some kind of theological snare. But not you.
Well, I was hoping to be able to talk to family and friends like you, so I could get a better idea of who he was, help me with my sermon preparations.
Well, my boys can tell you anything you need to know. They were with him since the beginning. They were his right-hand men.
Mom?
Yeah, there's 12 of us that are really close to him. We're really close to him.
11.
Yeah, the 11 of us now.
Well, what happened to the 12?
He's the reason we're here today.
What do you mean?
Well, we thought he was one of us, but it turns out he wasn't. His loyalty actually lied with his wallet. Well, he betrayed us, him, for the DA's reward money.
I don't want to talk about that horrible man anymore.
Mom, let's go have a seat.
If you want more background information for your funeral message, Reverend, I would highly suggest you speak to this woman.
Thank you. Hello, ma'am. I'm Reverend Edwards. I'm so sorry for your loss. Did you know the deceased for very long?
No, I only met him once.
Only once? Must have made quite an impression for you to come out to his wake.
Impression? Yes, he did. You see, he was the first person, the first anything that I ever saw.
I don't understand.
Up until the time that I met him, I had been blind. I had been born blind. He was traveling through our town, and I wanted to get close enough to hear him speak so I could get a mental picture of him in my mind. But he stepped near enough to speak to me. He asked me if I believed, and I said yes. The next thing I knew, I was seeing him. I was seeing his face. My eyes were looking into his eyes. I wish the casket wasn't closed. I had hoped just one more time to be able to look at his wonderful face.
Dad, I read about her in the tabloids. I just assumed they made her up. I can't believe she's real.
I think this is Hello, I'm Richard Drummond, the director here at the funeral home.
Mr. Drummond, this is Jesus' mother, Mary.
Jesus. Jesus.
Ma'am, I'm so sorry for the loss of your son. If there's anything I can do to help you, please let me know. And here's Reverend Edwards, the presiding minister over there. Should the two of you like to talk?
Mr. Drummond,
Yes, ma'am?
there is something you could do for me.
Yes, ma'am?
I would like to see my son one more time.
That wouldn't be a good idea. He was hurt pretty badly.
I know. I was there. Randy was too. We know what they did to him. I would really like to see his face one more time.
I would let you if I could, but they have strict instructions. District Attorney Kaiser was very specific on that point.
Ma'am, I'm Reverend Edwards. I'm so sorry about your son. I wonder if you want to maybe have a seat and talk about your wishes for the service tomorrow. Plus, I would just really like to learn more about your son.
Sure.
Maggie. Maggie. Maggie! How are you holding up?
I don't know. I've been so worried about Mary that I haven't really had time to let it soak in. I'm afraid to stop and think about it for too long. I don't know if I can take it. How can it be over, Johnny? How many people have we seen him save and change, and there's still so many who desperately need him? Oh, it's not fair. I wish there was some way to trade places with him. I should be in the box, and he should be out here.
No, if anyone, it should be me in there.
No, you're both so young. You shouldn't be talking this way. No, Jesus shouldn't be dead, but neither should you. You two, my boys, the others, you've all got to find a way to keep his spirit alive. You've got to do what he spent the last 3 years teaching you to do.
Mary, do you have any favorite memories of your son?
Favorite memories. There are so many. Well, there was this one time, and it really wasn't that big a deal compared to some other things, but the guys were with him then, and he'd been traveling, but it was before he got so well known, and we were all at this big wedding, and in the middle of the reception, they ran out of wine, and I
kind of asked him to, do something about it as a favor to me, and oh boy, did he. He took these huge casks of water and he turned them into wine, the good stuff, the fancy stuff. Not everyone was aware of what had happened, but those that were, they had their eyes opened. I had known what my son was capable of, but it was nice for others to see it too.
I read that story in the tabloids too.
But if you really want some great stories, you should talk to that group over there.
Mary, thanks so much for sharing this.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I believe Mom's exact words were, "Please grant that one of these two sons of mine sit at your right and the other one on your left in your kingdom."
Jeez, I didn't think the guys were ever going to let us live that one down.
Well, what do you expect? It's not like we all have our mommies traveling with us, put it in good work.
Oh, hey, look who's here. Do you think her brother's here too?
Ooh, if he's smart, he's not.
Marty. I'm surprised to see you here. Please tell me your brother's not coming.
No, there have been too many death threats lately. Death threats? What did your brother do? He died? I'm really confused. They're making death threats against your deceased brother?
Well, he's not dead anymore.
What?
Well, my brother and Jesus were very good friends. We all were. When my brother got sick, Jesus headed back to see him. He was already dead by the time Jesus got there, but he still insisted on seeing the dead body. He looks at the body and he says, "Get up." And my brother did. He got up. It was unbelievable. Oh, I knew he could do it. I knew he could do anything, including raising my brother from the dead and the death threats.
Against your brother or against Jesus?
Both. Those who were trying to discredit Jesus didn't want evidence of him up and walking around. So, I'm the that started. I gotta get out of here before anybody sees me.
Oh, hey, I'll walk you out. I need to step outside and get a breath of fresh air anyways.
You shouldn't stay out there by yourself. When Mary and I got here, there was a crowd of people gathering, and not all of them seemed friendly.
I'll go with you, little brother. I could use some fresh air, too. Besides, it's cute.
Be careful.
Oh, hey, B, you still got that knife?
Not funny.
Be careful.
So I'm Penny.
Maggie.
Good to meet you.
Ethan Edwards. I'll be fishing at the services that we spoke about earlier. It's an amazing story. It's true.
Yep. Every word.
Mind-boggling. How do you take that all in? I mean, that just blows us away.
One day at a time.
Oh.
Were there other stories like it?
Hundreds.
Easily.
And you've been with how long?
3 years.
3 years, yeah.
Wow.
All that in 3 short years. Unreal.
So sorry about this boss.
Hey, this must be the place.
Yeah, I'd like to check it out. Gentlemen, can I help you?
Yeah, is this that Jesus weight thing?
Yes.
Where's Jesus?
Are you friends? Family?
Oh, you could say neither. We're just a couple of businessmen we kind of ran into a while back.
What do you mean ran into him?
It cost us a lot of business.
How's that?
We had this legitimate business going on in the church grounds. He comes in one day, all acting all high and mighty, says that the church should be a place of prayer, not a den of thieves. How insulting is that? We're just trying to make a little money off the church people. What's the big deal?
Hey, he's coughing over there. Be nice coughing for a criminal.
He wasn't a criminal.
They don't execute innocent people, lady.
Got what he deserved.
What's going on here? Who are these two loudmouths standing too close to this casket?
Oh, them? They're overzealous fans of Jesus.
Oh, they are?
Hey!
You were told to keep everything orderly. I'm sorry about that. Everyone else has been fine up until this point. And per your instructions, we're closing in just a few minutes.
Well, all right. We can't get this over soon enough. Did the minister actually show up?
Reverend Edwards, he's been here for a while now. He's the gentleman right over here.
What happened in here? I mean, two of those agents just threw two guys out in the street.
Let's just say God works in mysterious ways.
Reverend, I'm District Attorney Kaiser.
Yes, I recognize your voice from your many voicemail messages.
Yes, you didn't return them.
I thought they were pretty much self-explanatory.
Well, nevertheless, I wanted to talk with you. It's important that you understand who this man really was. I don't know what you might have heard this evening. Probably some outrageous stories, but that's just what they are, stories. This man was a criminal, a social pariah, an anarchist. If he'd been allowed to continue spewing his poison unchecked, he could have threatened the very foundations of our society. That's where he belongs, there in that box. I have no doubt nor regrets. You'll do well to keep all that in mind as you prepare your remarks for tomorrow's service.
Mr. Kaiser, so good to meet you. Penelope Edwards, this is my father. We'll look forward to seeing you at tomorrow's service. Dad, perhaps we should be going home now?
Please, everyone, if I may have your attention, we will be closing in just a few minutes, so please take this opportunity to pay your last respects. The service will begin at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. I've been informed that a crowd has been gathering outside, but have been assured that you will all be able to leave peacefully. Once the immediate family has had an opportunity to pay their respects, our funeral home staff would like to invite any of you who would also like to come and pay your respects past the casket. Or, if you would prefer, you may exit to our lounge for some light refreshments.
Dad, are you in there? Dad, thinking in the dark again?
Actually, I was just sleeping this time. I must have dozed off. What time is it?
It's about 7:30.
7:30. Well, I managed to squeeze in about 45 minutes sleep.
45 minutes? You know that's not enough sleep for a man of advancing years.
Well, they keep advancing faster and faster, which is why you won't catch me sleeping all day.
Yeah, this coming from a man who schedules his daily appointments around his afternoon naps. So, are you still struggling with the message for the funeral?
I just can't work it out. Usually at the funeral home, if I'm talking to people, I get a clear sense of who a person was, what they're about. But this time, how does one man inspires some people to give up everything to follow it, while at the same time ticking off others so much that they conspire to kill him. It's almost like there needs to be two different parallel funerals. Here lies a man who was cut down in his prime, who got what he deserved, who was loved by thousands, who was despised by discerning people, people that matter, but adored by the dregs of society. A prophetic voice who both challenged the emptiness of religion and exposed the inner hypocrisy within us all. A madman whose irresponsible ramblings threatened to undo the fabric of society. May he rest in peace. May he burn in hell. How in the world do I reconcile those two?
I don't know. Maybe you should go with the two funeral ideas. Friends of the deceased at 10 o'clock, bows at 11.
I wish I could. But you know what? They had to get someone else to do the funeral for foes. I'm just not buying into this enemy of the state line. In spite of all the bad press, in spite of the DA's indictments and warnings. This was a man who just didn't talk about God. He talked for God. And you heard that lady Marty talk about how he raised her brother from the dead. How do you raise someone from the dead unless you're tapped into the source of life itself? Although a lot of good it did in person. You know what? Even knowing that his story ends in a funeral home, if I could go back in time to that time when I met him, I would chuck it all just to be with him, those associates of his. Strange bunch, huh?
Yeah, for real. Mismatched suits and everything. I liked them. It was so obvious how much they cared for him, how much they are so lost without him. I actually felt sorry for them. Remember how when Mom died, how us kids were so overwhelmed with pain? We still had you, though, and together we all got through it. These guys, these followers of Jesus, I just feel like for them, they had everything riding on Jesus. Like they can't imagine a plan B. Like, what's going to happen to them?
Well, judging by how the DA talked, they're going to have a rough road ahead. This probably won't be the last funeral for that bunch. But it probably will be the last funeral for me, the last one that I officiate at. I don't think the DA is going to like what I have in mind to say.
Which is?
What I want to say is looking the DA in the eye. If this man died the way he lived, then he's in heaven right now, probably sitting at God's right hand. But unless you learn from him, unless you change, you're not going to make it to heaven to see him there.
Dad, don't.
Well, I should probably jump in the shower and get ready to go. I want to get there early, make sure all the arrangements are set. Penny, honey, thanks so much for going last night. Please, just stay home today.
Don't use up all the hot water, Dad, because I'll need to take my shower to get ready, too.
Yeah, I'm meeting Sally and Mary here. We're going across the street to set up for the funeral.
How did the wake go last night? Did everything go all right?
Well, sort of. A few guys showed up who were causing some problems, but they didn't stay long. And then District Attorney Kaiser showed up.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure he was just there to make sure everything was going smoothly, and probably to intimidate us. I saw him having a heart-to-heart with the minister, so hopefully Reverend Edwards shows up today.
Can't believe the DA had the nerve to show up at the wake for some guy he had executed.
Yeah, basically, the way they handled the whole situation was a complete insult to Jesus' memory. I mean, they had guards posted. We couldn't even go near the casket, and then they closed down after an hour.
So, the funeral itself is this morning?
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Are you ready, Maggie?
I guess so.
Now, boys, once Peter arrives, you'll come on over, won't you?
Yes, Mom.
All right. See you in a bit.
Bye.
Why are the lights off?
I can't see anything.
Maggie,
Yeah?
can you try to find a light switch?
I'm looking for one. Oh, here's one.
What happened? What is all this? Where's all of the guards?
He's still alive. I think they're all still alive.
Where's Jesus? Where's my son? Why? What would they want with his body?
Hey, Sally, you take Mary out of here. Just get her someplace safe. I'll go across the street and tell you guys what's happening. Guys, you have to come. You have to come now.
Maggie, what's wrong?
Please, just come quickly.
What are you talking about?
Come on, you have to come.
Wait, Maggie, just take a deep breath, relax, and tell us what happened. What?
Mary, Sally, and I went over to the funeral home. When we got there, the lights were off. When we turned them on, the guards were unconscious, and we think that his body has been taken.
What?
Yeah, like someone took his body. And we don't know what to do. I told Sally to take your mom someplace safe until we could figure out what's going on.
I'm going over there.
Yeah, hey, me too.
Okay, I'm gonna stay here and make sure Maggie's okay.
Okay.
So, what do you think happened to him?
I don't know. Where do you think he is?
I don't know. D.A. Kaiser probably took him. Oh, I can't stop shaking.
It's hot chocolate.
Thank you, Sam.
I don't understand. Why would they take his body?
Well, because they're evil, and they won't rest until every trace of them has been destroyed.
But why this? Why this? They took his life. Why couldn't they let us have his body?
Maggie,
Yeah.
I know you probably don't feel like talking right now, but you're going to have to leave soon, and I don't know if you'll be able to come back.
What is it, Sam?
You remember how you said that you were like me before you met him, Jesus? Kind of searching for something?
Yeah, I sure was.
Well, How did he change that?
I first met Jesus when I was passing through a small town that he was in. He was speaking to this crowd of people, and I squeezed in to see what was going on. And I swear, it was like he was talking directly to me. By that point in my life, I had screwed up everything worth caring about. I was going in about 50 wrong directions and into some serious sins. I had so many demons. I felt worthless, and I was empty and alone. I had no one, and I had nothing worth living for. When he was done speaking, he came up and he talked to me personally. He knew how I felt. He knew what I was doing, and he told me that everything would be okay if I believed that he would cast out those demons. And that is exactly what he did. Jesus saved me. I had never felt so free in my entire life. The past, it didn't matter anymore. The sins, they didn't matter. All that mattered was Jesus. So I followed it. And I helped him help others in any way that I could. I just wanted other people to feel as free as I did. For once in my life, I had a worth and a purpose. But now that's all gone. My purpose died with Jesus, and I have nothing again. And I don't want to go back to how I was. I don't want to go back to how I was.
Everything's going to be okay, Maggie.
You don't know that.
You're right. I don't know that. But I feel it.
Maggie,
Yeah.
what was it like helping Jesus?
Ugh. It was wonderful just knowing that I was a part of something so much bigger, so much greater than anything else in the world. Ugh, I can't stay here. I have to go look for him or something.
Yeah, I should probably go tell the others what's happened.
I'm really sorry that all of this is happening.
Thanks for everything, Sam. I really wish you could have met him. He changes lives. He could have given you what you were looking for.
How are the chains gone? What does this mean?
I have no idea.
Why would somebody do this? Why would they take his body?
I guess I thought it was their last chance to humiliate him, to deprive him of his own funeral.
Oh, wait a minute. Where are the guards? Maggie said that the guards were here when she came over.
Well, they probably came to and then took off once they realized how much trouble they'd be in.
What if they come back with reinforcements?
Yeah, we should probably get out of here. Let's go someplace else and try and figure this out.
Yeah.
Pete? Johnny? They took him. Why do you look for the living among the dead? What? Excuse me, sir. Did you see anybody come in here to take his body, or did you move it? Please, I need to find him.
Maggie.
Jesus, it's you. But how?
Take a deep breath. Did you really think I would just leave you?
I was just so afraid, so alone.
I understand. My father, he always has a plan. If you remember that, you never need to be afraid. Will you do something for me?
Of course, anything.
I need you to find my brothers and let them know that I am leaving for my Father and your Father, my God and your God.
Okay.
What is it?
This is just amazing.
What's happening? Where are the guards? Dad, what does this mean?
It means we're not having a funeral service today. What did I say earlier? How do you raise someone from the dead unless you're tapped into the source of life itself? I should have seen this coming. Why didn't I see this coming?
You're not suggesting he's alive, are you?
Remember what he said to me when I met him? You're so close to getting it. I get it. I finally get it. Jesus didn't just talk about God. He talked for God. And he could talk for God because in some way that I don't understand, he was God. He is God. Oh, Penny, we've got to go.
Where?
This is just the beginning. And I'm calling shotgun.
Is this actually happening?
Yeah, this is actually happening. Maybe what Maggie saw wasn't real.
I know what I saw, Pete.
Well, maybe it was a ghost or a spirit.
Yeah, could it have been Maggie?
It was him, in the flesh.
How do you know that?
Because I know. I know how it felt when he said my name.
No, maybe it was him.
Why would you say that?
Well, do you remember what he said? Tear down this temple and I will raise it in 3 days. Well, he died 3 days ago.
Hi guys, can I join you?
Oh, another friend.
Hi Samantha.
It's you! It's him! I've heard so much about you. I thought I'd never get to meet you.
Why don't you pull up a chair? There's plenty of room for one more.
They thought you might have been a ghost.
Oh, would a ghost do this? Could use some salt.
See? Ghosts can't do that.
I don't understand it.
Just
This is
something
great.
Peace. As my Father sent me, I am now sending you. Go
and teach as you have been taught. As you've been with me from the beginning, I will be with you until the end.
Reverend Edwards, I think there's someone here you and Penny are going to want to talk to.
We're going to need some more stools.